to go streaming, and then let me get this out of full screen before. What the hell? Exit full screen. All right, bet. Cool. Push that over here. To go streaming, and then let me get this out of. All right, we're live. So let's go ahead and
Vibes on the set, cause you're in with the tech.
Oh wait, you couldn't hear that. You can't hear that, can you?
I can hear it.
Oh shit. All right.
So if you know the host, let me hear you say he's on point with it. Talking waves and compressions, let me hear you say he's on point with it. When he breaks down production, let me hear you say if you learn from his sessions, let me hear you say he's on point with it. EQ's curving levels match, perfection found. IV produced, got that sound on lockdown. Dropping knowledge on that mic, teach the masses. When IV speaks, he schools all these classes. Basic snares cutting through with compressions touch. It's a whole new view. Just dialing the ratio. Watch it take hold. Let me hear you say
He's on point with it.
Hear the mix breathing, dynamics control. Let me hear you say
He's on point with it.
That's jokes.
He's on point with it.
Our intro song doesn't even mention symbolic. What the fuck, AI? The fuck?
That is hilarious. It definitely does not. We should make another one.
Yeah, you know, it's easy in this day and age.
I know, right? And it's probably way better now too.
Yeah.
So I guess I can go ahead and do the intro since the intro song talked about me. Yo, what's up? It's Ivy produced, and we back with another On Point. Well, I guess technically this is our first episode. The last episode was a test, but you know what I'm saying. It's the
New
first
format
episode.
too.
New format, yeah. We used to be on X, and we were faceless, and now we are on the YouTube, and we
With Talk Show On Point.
Talk Show On Point, not On Point Talk Show no more. You know what I'm saying? Talk Show On Point. We are old man. You feel me? But yeah, it's our first episode. Today we're going to be talking about some AI, some vibe coding. We're going to be talking about some events in Toronto, and we're going to be talking about some popular culture, talking about the movie recently released by Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler in the Warner Bros. Studio, and talking about, you know, the movie and the deal around the movie, and you know what I'm saying?
Right. And
Talk about the culture.
so events in Toronto, Arrow eats everything. So we'll drop a track of that, a video as well. Maybe we'll split it up because the vibe will probably be a good amount to go into. So I'm just thinking either, I don't know, if we sprinkle in between or if we and come back, whatever, we'll figure that out. But the other one, Black to the Future, AR, VR event, grassroots in Toronto, which was dope. We also have a video. Those videos are by Stolen from Africa, and I actually did the an interview for one of them, completely impromptu. So yeah, we'll deal with that in a bit.
Yeah, man. So earlier I had asked Symbolic what he used AI for today, and he said what did he say? He said nothing. No, that's unacceptable.
I said I went for a walk in nature. That was my answer to how much AI did you to do today. I walked in nature. I'm good with it. I feel good about myself. This guy feels good about himself.
Gots to use the AI once a day. AI once a day, keep the brokenness away.
Yeah, and I think what I said was, since you put it that way.
Yeah, man, there's so many ways like that AI can help you improve your processes. You know what I'm saying? Like there's all these crazy AI agents that are out here available. There's this platform that my wife found a couple of years ago. It was called Zapier. Or Zapier. I don't know how to pronounce it for real. But it basically lets you do like a whole bunch of different integrations. So like you can connect like an email to like your Google Drive to like your Mailchimp or whatever, and then you could have like if somebody's your website, you can have your website connected. So when somebody signed up for your website, they automatically got sent the email that came from Mailchimp or something crazy like that. And so there are tools out here. There's one in particular, and I believe G actually mentioned this. One of Symbolic's friends. His guys, he's
He's
a
your
good
friend
of the
now,
show.
too.
He's my friend too, you know what I'm saying? But he started off as Symbolic's friend, like he's Symbolic's guy, like he's a fellow Canadian. I'm not a Canadian, but Symbolic. I feel like I wish I was a Canadian, actually.
You'll be a Canadian soon enough. The way that Trump's
I know,
going.
right? The U.S. is gonna be the 10th Canadian what y'all call them, provinces.
You'll be like, sorry, we're sorry.
We gonna be the
Sorry
10th
about
province.
that. We're sorry about that, but it's your leaders fucking
Sorry
up.
about that. All Canadian. That's crazy. What was I saying? The different AI tools.
Yeah,
so like,
yeah.
like Zapier, they've got like AI platforms that are like Zapier, but like with different AI like workflows. So like you type something in the chat, you use Chat GPT to help you create your audio prompt, and then there's an agent that'll actually, you tell it what you want, it'll tell Chat GPT to create a prompt for audio that'll give you what you want, and then it'll do the thing. It'll go through all the process, and it'll give you back the song, type of thing. So essentially, you say, "Hey, I want you to make the song like this through audio." It goes to ChatGPT and it says, "Hey, make a prompt for audio based off of this, blah blah blah." ChatGPT makes that prompt. It takes that prompt and then it puts it in the audio, and then it gives you back the song. It's kind of like that's the way the audio should work in the first place, but like. It's like because ChatGPT.
All right, sorry. I let you say audio way too many times before saying what is audio.
Oh yeah. Audio is an AI songmaker tool. That's what we actually use to make the intro song. So audio, yeah.
Wait. Oh,
Yeah.
is that the one we used?
Oh, you know what? I think we might have used Suno. So Suno was another audio generation tool. So there's Suno, and then there's audio, and audio is I guess because like it's audio without the A. So.
Right.
Audio.
I don't know if that's brilliant or fucking lazy. I'm not sure.
It's a little bit of both for real.
Let me go ask AI.
Hey, should I just name my flower shop Our Shop?
Shit.
Flower Shop.
Ultimate efficiency.
I know, right? Insane. But yeah, like you get there's like Chat GPTs that'll use other Chat GPTs for you, and that's basically what they call a agenic workflow.
Agenic workflow,
Yes, sir.
which is
It's basically like it's a workflow that you're using different like agenic tools. So like
you're
ChatGPT.
repeating the word agenic.
I know agenic. So like ChatGPT is an agenic tool where it can like perform different functions. Like so, for example, you say, "Hey, I want to put this lens cap on my camera." Or I want to put a lens cap on the camera. And
Hold on,
it'll be
hold
like,
on. The way this is going, I just want to pause for 1 second and say, this is tech and culture. We're going to be talking about some soul. We're going to be talking about some tech. Right now, we're on some tech shit. We're going to grind it all up and go into it. So, all right, let's do it.
yeah. So like, agenic workflows. So essentially, like, if you use ChatGPT now or Gemini, you'll see that when you ask it a question, it has like a little line, and it's like, thinking, considering the user's problem, typing a response, editing response, proofreading, rewriting, reformatting, things like that. So it's like it's taking instead of you just saying ChatGPT or Gemini, make me a song, right? It'll you can say like, hey, make me a song in the with the style of Drake, and it'll be like, okay, researching Drake songs, looking up his rhyme, most common rhyme schemes, looking up the words that he rhymes most, like that he typically uses when he's making when he's building verses, like the way that he tells a story, and then it'll say, okay, applying that and creating something, reading it, refining, changing up words, making it make sense, correcting grammar, things like that.
So
And
one
that's the
feature
agenic
of
workflow.
one feature sounds like it is breaking it down into portions or steps.
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay.
like and that's where like you can expand on that, and you would go, hey, okay, the tool's like, hey, what do you want to do? I want to use Udio to create a song, a hip hop song about this talk show that is made up by Ivy Produced and Symbolic. Ivy produces about this, Symbolic is like that, is about that. Create a Udio prompt that will give me the best output. And so it will go, hey, ChatGPT, create a act as a prompt engineer and create a prompt for Udio or Suno to capture this, and then it'll do that. It'll create the necessary. It'll write it in the way that it needs to be written for the AI tool to understand it. To understand the request best. And then it'll take that prompt and then it'll put it into the tool, and then it'll give you back. It's essentially kind of like saving you time, even more time on the time that it's saving you. So like, yeah, I don't know.
So it does this. Yeah, it does. It does the steps like this AI tool. What did you call it?
There's one called N8N. I don't know how to like pronounce it. 98. I don't know. It's like N8N, like Nan, which is significant if you know code, I guess.
I see. Word. All right. Well, we'll have to get a little deeper into that later, I think. But are you using this? Is it a part of vibe coding?
Yeah, actually, but I don't use this particular tool. It's just I was watching videos the other day, and this kind of came up. That was one of the tools that came up. I'm not personally using it right now. I do plan to use it in the future. I am knee deep in a vibe coding project right now. So once I finish that project out, then I will go ahead and try out some different tools. Like I do want to try out like Replit, which is it's one of those AI tools that are specifically made for coding. So I want to try that out and see how it compares against ChatGPT with coding.
Nice.
Because ChatGPT trying to make me even more bald than I am with these ridiculous things.
Ridiculous what?
Like, so ChatGPT, so the same problem that I ran into when I was trying my last idea, the Pokemon app, is the same kind of problem I'm running into now, except it is a lot smarter. I do have to give credit. It's a lot smarter now than it was back then. So it's a lot better of a process, and I've gotten much further than I got last time. And I'm actually really excited to try the tools now, to try the idea that I tried last year out again. Because
wait, in short, you're losing your hair because it's still frustrating, though.
Yeah. So like, what it'll do. Something it'll do, and I could probably show you my Chat GPT like history, and you'll be like, "Yo, what the hell?" Let me get a second here.
All right.
And I'll be talking crazy to Chat GPT too, so don't judge my life.
Hey, you're the one doing it while I'm walking in nature. And the worst part about my story is I wasn't walking in nature.
Oh, so you sitting.
I wasn't doing AI. I was just like held up, just like on a computer, but not using AI.
I don't know, man. I get in front of all these screens, and I'm not like tired or anything, but I just be yawning. I don't know why.
Well, now we're on video. You can't. Before I was like, yo, you gotta hide that. Now it's just impossible. Well, it's not impossible. You could just be like.
All right.
Oh.
So here is my here's my chat window, right? And so this thing is a mile long. Oh, my computer's tripping.
And this is ChatGPT.
Yeah, my computer is super tripping right now. Oh, there we go. So you can see, like, this is an error that I was having earlier, and I'm like, yo, why is this happening? And then...
All right, wait. Start at step one. Like, you...
So step one is way up here. So
just
this is what
conceptually, what is happening? Somebody who hasn't even used ChatGPT, like, give the breakdown.
Yeah, I got you. So basically what's happening right here is I am at a certain part in my I'm in a certain stage in my app and I'm ready to do something different. So what I want to do is I wanted to upgrade the way that my app was processing data. So I'm like, hey, look at this file. This is the control detail screen file. And actually, if you give me a second, hold on.
We can do that.
It looks like everything is on. Let's see.
So Ivy Produce is creating an app, and he's using ChatGPT as an assistant, basically. There's a lot of talk about that. And so we thought it would be enlightening, helpful, fun to check that out. Yo, is that a screen effect that you have on purpose?
No, it's not.
It's
on
just bugging.
purpose.
Oh, okay.
Turn that off.
So yeah, we'll go into a little bit of if you need a second, I could also run that one of the videos, so let me know.
Yeah, run the video. I gotta step into the other room real quick, and I will
Oh,
be
say word?
right back. So I'm gonna stop my share,
Okay.
and I will be right back.
All right. So while you do that, I'm just going to talk about an event that took two events, but I'll save one of them for after. We will start with Errol Eats Everything. No, actually, we talked about that last week, so I'll save the live event for a little bit later. And right now, I'm going to play Black to the Future, a dope event that took place in Toronto. And let me get that queued up. And oh, they got an ad. Let me see if I can mute that. Nonsense. I don't even know if you could hear the ad. I assume you could hear. Oh, no, I didn't start sharing, so you wouldn't hear the ad, I guess. About to share. Oh, yo, Ivy Produce. Host disabled participant screen sharing. Boo. So big ups and shout outs to Stolen from Africa. They rolled through this event. I participated, collaborated in helping to make it happen, bringing some virtual reality. And the event was an augmented reality event brought together by And Action Media, also in our Kit Bash crew, if you'll remember. And so I think we might be able to screen share now. Yeah. So check it out. Rewind and
Yo, we can't hear or see anything. Symbolic. Symbolic. Come back.
What? Stop it. I thought I could just press the one button, it would. Wait,
I didn't hear or see anything the whole time.
Really? The whole time?
The whole time.
Oh, yo, that's the worst.
Indeed, it is.
Oh, come on. I thought you were listening. Oh, my God. You didn't let me know, bro. All right.
I tried a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay. I did not know that because I was just like, he's liking this part. He's liking this part. All right. Hey, we're going to wheel up and come again. You know what? I realized I didn't press that twice. All right.
Did you click share audio?
No audio?
No, you gotta click share audio when you're sharing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Do you have to like stop sharing and go back to it?
Yeah.
Okay. So where's share audio? Advanced? What the hell? Base. Screen. Share. What the hell? Where's the share audio button? I've done it in the past.
It should, when you select the screen, it should be right next to it, like in a separate pane to the like left or right.
I don't see that at all. This is layout options. No.
So hold on. When you click share,
Yeah.
you click the window or the screen,
Yeah.
and then layouts, and then options, and then it should say share sound.
Layouts, options. Thank you. My gosh. And then now I can just double click it.
Yerp.
All right.
To the future. And this is stolen from Africa.
You can see it?
Yerp.
This is Kwame Symbolic. I want to give my big up, stolen from Africa. We are here at Black to the Future.
This is augmented reality technology in your face.
You know what I love about what you've done here? Other than all these amazing people, including OBAC, Oh Yeah Black Arts Coalition, people coming together, people who built community, and it shows this lineage, but you've also imagined different applications very creatively for, like you said, augmented reality. So like, if I could ask, what inspired it?
Literally everything inspires me. Life inspires me, but in this, what I did for this was I actually collaborated with different artists as well. So I kind of like reimagined, and that's what this whole show is about, reimagining different situations. So like I have one called Reimagine Dating. What would it be like to be in a dating profile, but in 20 years from now, where you could actually walk into your dating situation and then meet the person that you're dating straight from your dating app, or straight in VR, straight in AR. Reimagine tourism, which people today were literally saying they've never been to Barbados, but now they can literally 360 see what it would be like to go to Barbados or other countries. I have reimagining memories, where I have all these memories of myself, but I put it to music and to sound and to words and things like that, so that you can get more about a feeling of me, but also what would it be like to have photo albums in the future? What does that look like? So all sorts of different things here. I've reimagined all sorts of different experiences to just see how tech and the future unite.
You know, I heard some stuff has been stolen from Africa, and when I think of this in combination with Black to the Future, like sometimes people try to rob us of a future, and I think it's impossible. But I wonder, in your works, what does that say to the future? Why did you choose Black to the Future?
I chose Black to the Future because a lot of tech is made for people of non-color, and right now technology is being held by a majority that is not of color. And so I wanted to make sure that people of color are in the future, and the only way to be in the future is to learn how to design using the tools now so that we can all be in the future together. If we're not designing in the future, if we don't know these tools and this technology, we will be left behind, and I don't want that.
Enough love, stolen from Africa, symbolic,
And Action Media.
and Action Media. Black to the Future.
I'm going after the true knowledge of self stolen from Africa.
Yo, that ties in perfectly with like the theme of the show and like exactly what we're kind of about to do. Ties in very, very well. I need to try something real
So let's
quick.
go. Let's not get left in the past. Even though the past is very important, Sankofa, big ups. You know Sankofa?
I heard of him.
No. Sankofa, the principle. It's an Adinkra symbol, which basically means go back and fetch it, look to the past in order to move forward. That kind of cyclical thing.
Negative, actually. I guess I need to do some research.
Now you know it.
Oh, shoot.
I'll show you what it looks like after.
All right. Sounds good. Let's see. There we go. All right. You can see that, right?
I can see it.
All right.
I take it. Oh, no, that's not your app yet.
This is the app here. All right. So let me bring this up here. All right. So this is called the NIST Pocket Guide. All right. So the NIST Pocket Guide. NIST is it stands for the National Institute of Standards and Technology, and they essentially are a government organization that develops standards and publications that are related to cybersecurity for the federal government. So what they did was they released a standard, a special publication. They call them special publications, and it's 853, and it is essentially security controls. Security controls are something that we'll get into in just a moment. And so what I realized is that there's no app for this, right? There's nothing that I have to either get the PDF or I have to go to the website, which is not the worst thing in the world to have to do, but sometimes it's not convenient.
Not the best thing in the world either.
Yeah. So when you tap the 853 Pocket Guide module, it brings you to the control families. And this is not right, but we're gonna go with it. But it will give you the control family. So this is access. This one should be access control. This one will be awareness and training. AU is audit. And so I'm not sure. I thought that this was a better version, but whatever. We'll keep going. And so then you click into the AC controls, and then it will give you all of the controls that belong to that family. So let's go to AC2. AC2, and these are controls. This is the control statement. And each one of these little A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, those are control objectives. So AC2 control objective A is define and document the types of accounts allowed and specifically prohibited for use within the system. So when we talk about the system, we're talking about he says True Clark said my audio is clipping, and that is not cool. But can't fix it now. Got to keep moving and figure it out for the next show. Because I don't know, probably got too much going on here. But anyway, so you got define and document the types of accounts allowed and specifically prohibited for use within the system. And then when we talk about the system, we're talking about an information system, which is essentially just like, think about an application. Like, let's say YouTube. YouTube is an application. You can upload videos. You can share those videos. There are access controls. And so YouTube would have to have a document that defines and that defines the types of accounts that are allowed and not allowed for use within the system. So they also have internal systems. So they've got internal servers and internal applications that they use for maybe like metrics and things of that nature. So objective B is to assign account managers, right? And so there's a bunch of different objectives. So then you have to have organization define prerequisites and criteria for group and role membership. So you have to have prerequisites for people to have access to certain groups that have access to different accounts. So it's basically like making sure that you have whoever has access to the system is documented, or whatever roles that have access to the system are documented. And so there's some guidance here, and this guidance goes into kind of explaining what they're talking about within the controls. And then each control has related controls, which are controls that kind of have some similar types of requirements or are related to a similar subject. And then also we've got enhancements, and enhancements are basically like on the same topic but kind of going deeper. So you might have to define accounts, but then you have to have accounts that support the management of system accounts using so AC2 1 is basically saying that you have to have a system that can manage the accounts that access the system. So that's like for anybody who knows IT, like Active Directory, something that manages the accounts that you can have in the system. And then there's a way to have notes, so you can type notes for controls if you want to write down implementation or how to remember it or how to break it down and things like that.
Like notes to self.
Yeah, like notes to self or notes about the implementation of it, and that kind of thing.
Nice. And so to be clear, you designed all this. Like, yeah, you drew from something that was a older system, and you created a way that someone can have it in their pocket on their phone.
Yes.
Dope.
So it's actually a lot that goes in here, because the way that the information is formatted, it's not formatted this way. I had to create an engine that looked at the data and formatted it in the way that it was supposed to be formatted in. It's not a very straightforward process, and it was quite troublesome.
All right. Talk about that. Like, when you say that, like, okay, it's a PDF, like, what was the data originally, and how did you get it to talk to your app? High level.
So the data, it's basically just a document that's formatted in such a way that associates each piece of data to some type of identifier, and you can have them. It can be nested. So like you can have a control, or you can have a. So actually, if you look at the screen, my screen here. So essentially, you have right here are the families. So AC is a family, and then AC is a family, and then AC has these many controls, and then these controls have enhancements. Oh, gotta go to AC2. AC2 has enhancements. So you got the family. One family has 25 of these controls, and then one control.
Hey, can you do me a favor and turn your volume just a touch down and see if it takes some of the clipping off?
Sure.
All right. And keep it moving, and we'll see. Oh, still doing it.
Oh, no, I can't.
Okay, maybe to go a touch back away from it and see if that helps. So I'm just thinking maybe the volume might help.
There we go. All right, is that better?
Maybe.
Okay, so let me get this out of the way, because you probably see a big black box in front of my thing. All right. So you got one family with 25 controls within it, and then one control has 13 enhancements. So think about that's kind of the way that this whole structure works. You've got one control, and that control has all of these different objectives, and then it's got also the orange are parameters that had to be replaced. It was a parameter identifier that had to be replaced with some real text that made sense. So if I showed you the raw data, it really wouldn't make much sense, because it would be like for AC2C right there, it would say require insert param ID AC205 or something like that. But there's a like a glossary or a mapping table that maps each one of those parameters with its ID, and then it can be replaced. So it's a very complex system. I know it's probably not making sense to some people.
No,
but
I get it. If I could put it in layman terms, thingamajig relates to such and such, and therefore, or it uses yada yada. So you got to put them together in a way that is, or you have, which is kind of a part of the genius of what you're doing, put it together. Not only is it super accessible because it's in your pocket, but it's very readable for a human being, easy to get to the stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
Nice.
And so this is actually this is actually coming out on Friday. This is going to be available in the stores on Friday, but there's another version that I'm working on that I don't know if I can show, but I will try to figure it out. It should work because it says.
Wait. While you're here, it says low, moderate, high, and privacy. What are those?
So those are baselines. And so interestingly enough, there's a separate document that's different from the controls document that associates each control with a baseline or multiple baselines in the case of AC, in case like AC1, in which it's a part of all 4 baselines. And in the next version of the app, you're going to be able to create your own baseline so that if the organization or business that you're a part of has only certain controls that they want to focus on, you can select those controls and have them in a list so that you can, go straight to those controls without having to either go through the entire family or go through the entire list of controls.
Totally lost me kind of. But so does that mean that the low, you can be using AC1 and you use it in such a way that makes it low, or it makes it, is that why it has multiple of these? We're going to keep it high level, but I just am curious, like, what? You have low, moderate, and high. What?
Right. So the baseline tag comes from the type of information that the system contains. So just for example, if you have just first name and last name, it will be a low system, right? If you have first name, last name, and address, that might be a moderate system. If you have first name, last name, address, and birth date, that will be a high system. If you have first name, last name, birth date, address, height, weight, social security number, that might be in the privacy baseline. Doesn't quite work that way, but that's kind of an example of how the baselines work.
Wait, what?
So,
oh, sorry. My bad. sorry. Keep going. I got you so far.
this particular control is a part of all 4 baselines. And what I'm going to do in the future is allow the users to create their own baseline, because they may not care about AC1, but they may care about AC2 and some of its enhancements. They may not care about AC3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but they might care about AC8, And so they should be able to create their own list of controls that that apply to their systems or their environment.
Okay. We're officially in the weeds. So
Yeah.
now let's bring it out to the production, like some of the process, and if there's anything more you want to go to before that as to how the app functions. Did you want to go into the build that you're making, or do you want to talk about the
Next week? We'll go into the updates next week. But what I can show you is a part of the production, how I've made the app. And so did the crackling kind of stop a little bit, or no?
Little bit. It's better, but it's still there.
Okay. All right. So here's Pocket guide. All right, so essentially what I did here, this is a part of my update. So I said take this screen, the control detail screen, and that was the screen that you saw with the statement, with the little button for the enhancements, with the related controls and the notes. That was that long screen with A, B, C, D, 1, 2. That was that screen, the control detail screen. So I said upgrade this view to use a centralized app state via App Data Manager architecture.
Wait. What is that?
Yeah,
Upgrade
I'll
this
explain.
view. This is in Chat GPT.
Yeah. So I told you ChatGPT. So essentially, what I did here was I had a prompt. I created a prompt, and then I asked ChatGPT to make me a prompt to tell another GPT what to do so that I could start the next phase of my build. Because it was like I stopped. I got to a certain point, and I was like, okay, thanks ChatGPT. Now I'm going to take this and give it to a fresh GPT so that it doesn't have to be bogged down with all the memory and all the files and all the updates and everything and all the debugging of the past chat. Because I noticed that like the longer you use the chats, the kind of more they slow down. And so if you go and grab a fresh chat, sometimes they move a lot faster than they would if you've got a really, really mile long chat like this one is. And wow, this one moves extremely slow, but I'm not done with the actual thing I needed this chat to do, so I gotta keep going here because it'll take up more time and energy to kind of restart mid task. Anyway,
But does it also cause more hallucinations the longer that you...
absolutely yes,
Oh.
and it is infuriating. Also, switching models mid chat can also cause hallucinations, and it can get kind of crazy.
Switching models.
Yeah, so you can start your chat using one model, and then you can switch it to a different model this way.
Oh wow.
So one time I was like, ChatGPT 4.0 is not really giving me what I need. And I was like, 4.0 mini, hi, great at coding. So I was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna use that one. I switched to that model and the thing just freaking bugged out. It was just, all it wanted to do was code. It was just like, I was like, stop giving me code. And it was like, yo, you want some code? Here's some code. And I was like, no, stop giving me code. I don't want code. I need to figure something out first. It was like, nah, you want some more code. Here's some more code. I was like, all right, let me switch models back. And then it started acting like it had some sense.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually.
I didn't know that you could switch it like that. I've installed a separate I forget what it's called right now, but anyways, it's to run different models on my local machine. But I didn't know within ChatGPT you could switch between models.
Yeah, man, ChatGPT's got some crazy features. I won't get into all of that. We can probably get into that another time because we are definitely getting close to time. But we can talk about that some other time. And happy to do so. I actually can kind of use this as a format to like break this stuff down. Like what I'm finding, the information I'm finding out from using, because I use ChatGPT and I also use Gemini, and I kind of like switch between them both, and just to see what the new features are, and it's pretty interesting and a lot to learn there. But anyway,
Wait. One question about that: is there a different language that you use between the different AI LLMs?
yeah. So yeah, and no. With the different like tools, so when you're doing like video generation depending on what you're trying to do, you're gonna give it some different like prompts and different types of things and asking for things in different ways. But what you really need to do, like the biggest tip right now that I can give, is just being overly specific about what you want. Like give it parameters. Tell it like, I want you to do this, I want you to do it that way, I want you to not do this, I want you to consider that, I want give it kind of like a solid paragraph, and not just hey, make me hey, generate an image of an apple, right? Like be like, generate an image of an apple that's realistic, that's proportionately sized, it's got it's in a fruit basket, on the kitchen counter with a black background or a blue background with tile or something like that. Just be extremely like overly specific with it, because otherwise it starts to get creative, and maybe that's what you want, but maybe that's not what you want. And when you're coding, I generally don't want it to get creative, because then it can forget what it told you before and then tell you to do something else. And then now you've got a bug or a death loop and you can't figure out what it is. But we'll get into that kind of stuff. Anyways, any more questions?
No, that's beautiful. Cool. Yeah, that's great information.
So basically what I told this thing to do was upgrade this view, which is the control detail screen. That's what a view is. And let me see, we might have some comments. Yes, I can see the comments. Sorry about the audio clipping if it is still clipping. I've got several thousands of dollars worth of gear here. Not even sure what to say about that, but definitely going to do some investigation and likely some complaining. Oh shoot, I didn't know you could see all this. But yeah, so yeah, anyway, back to what I was trying to say. So I asked it to upgrade this view as a centralized state, and I know this is not going to make sense, but try to follow me. An app data manager architecture. App data manager architecture just means that I want my data to be stored in a certain type of way that's more efficient for my application than the current way that I'm doing it. So I say, and here are the guidelines. I want you to eliminate direct widget local state for things like favorites, regions, and notes. Essentially, I want you to not put, I want you to centralize all of the ingredients that you need to use to build your screens. And I essentially want, I essentially want you to, yeah, basically it's like recipes. So take this recipe and I want you to put it over here in this collector. And I don't want to have my recipes all out on the table at once. I want you to put them in a box, and I'll come in and I get the recipes as I need them. That's how I'm going to explain it. I'm going to use it as, I'm going to talk about this like recipes. All right. I want you to read and write information by the box. So when you write down a recipe, put it in the box. When I take a recipe, I'm going to take that recipe out of the box and put it back in when I'm done. And then I want you to ensure that the UI reacts properly. I want you to make sure that all the utensils work as they should, right? And passing minimal parameters into widgets. Don't use too much seasoning, right? Just keep the seasoning light. Stick to the recipe. Don't do more or less than what I'm asking you to do. For large recipes with multiple parts, I want you to put those together. That's what this is at. For list, retrieve, filtered, organized data from App Manager. I want all of my recipes that go together, like the Thanksgiving spread. I want to put those all right next to each other. So
and just to go back to what you already said, you actually asked ChatGPT to help you to formulate this.
Yes. Yeah. So, another aside here. Occasionally, I think I mentioned this a little earlier. Occasionally, what I will do is I will essentially use a chat for a specific reason. So here I'm going to show my sidebar again, and my computer starts tripping. But you can kind of see here, so I got OSCAL use cases, I've got NIST Pocket Guide summary, I've got UI updates and OSCAL integration, sorting baselines and custom baselines. Those are specific tasks that I wanted ChatGPT to help me with related to the app, and that's what I use that chat for. And then once I'm done with that task, I go to a different chat, because like I said, it's kind of like how I'm building my app. I want little modular chats so that I'm not having one super long chat that's got tons of memory in it. And that's the reason why I want to do that. And that very same idea is what I'm also asking it to do for my app. I want it to break it down into little pieces, and then I want to build those pieces and pull those pieces as I need them across the app, essentially.
So if you didn't have them in these chats, that would be more memory just building.
Yes and no, because the memory is kind of like, it's got like a core memory, and then it's kind of got like a longer term memory, so it can only remember so much. Like if your chat gets too long, it's not going to be able to remember your starting point. But this, like, you know, when your chats get longer, they actually take up more memory on your computer, like more memory on your browser. So I think if I look at, you know, see, this is almost using a gig's worth of memory. That's a lot for a single page. I mean, like YouTube is YouTube is videos and stuff, and that's 500 megabytes. That other YouTube video was 174, and this is a gig. I've had it at one point where it was 2 gigs. It was like 1.8 gigs of just memory off of a single tab.
Right.
So not great in terms of, especially if you don't have a lot of memory in your PC. And so then I actually do a couple other things, and then I say, these are even more kind of like the instructions. The favorite button should call this particular function and this particular function. The note screen should pull this function, should do this. This screen should do that. And so then it goes, and it's like, okay, I got it. This is what you want me to do based off of that. And this is the file that I sent it. This is the actual file with code in it. And so I was like, okay, got it. You want me to do this? It relies on that, and now I need to upgrade it to do this. And then I'm like, okay, here's your fully patched and ready to go version of that screen, and it gives me the code. And I'll go back so you can kind of see that.
So now, generally, code will go into your development environment.
Yes.
And you'll end up with different pages that are pointing to each other.
Yes.
Do you then have to take this and put it into some development environment and then create that file that's going to point to the other files, things like that?
Yes. So basically, I sent it a file that I created, and then it just basically spit out something that I can go and I can replace the contents of that file with. So I'll just copy this and copy that into my development environment. Depending on how far I am along in development, I can go ahead and test it to see if it works, see what it did, if I like it, if I don't like it, and then I can go ahead and I can tell it to do something different if I wanted to. So if I'll go down here, and then we'll see what by my next prompt if it was good or not. So it looks like when they gave me that prompt, it gave me some error messages. This is what that it's probably hard to see, but I can tell that these are error messages that I'm getting. And so it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. You don't have an app data manager, and that's why it's saying that you can't. This is why it's giving you that error. So it's like, okay, so now you need to make an app data manager, and the app data manager is just a different file.
Wait. So that black file, is that a picture?
Yeah, that was a picture I sent it.
You
A
uploaded
screenshot.
a picture, and it reads the picture.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, that's dope.
Yeah. So you can send it a screenshot of your IDE, your integrated development environment, and send it there. It'll read the code. It'll read the errors. It'll be like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. You didn't do this. So like that's what it's like. Oh, this stuff makes sense because you don't have an app data manager singleton. That's why it's saying this error. And so it's like you just need to make a file, and you need to do this. You need to add that. You need to add this and that. And so it's like, oh, here's that file you need. Just copy and paste this into your IDE, and you should be good to go. And so,
Yo.
Yeah.
Shout outs, everyone who jumped in. Shout outs, True Clark. Is that Dr. True?
Yo.
Crystal and Demigod in the house. He says, yo, yeah. He says, what am I looking at? The tech version of hieroglyphics. Definitely glad. I'm a Scrum Master, not a developer. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a scrotum master. Yeah.
What is that?
A scrotum master? Yeah, he likes to play with balls.
Scrum, right? Oh, did you just switch that word? Because I was like, yo, maybe I read it wrong. And wow.
Yeah.
I'm not poking. That was IV produced over here. Yo, so that is pretty amazing. And I was noting how naturally that one word that you said, oh, that totally makes sense. It's like, it's known very much for its very natural language, which I think would be really good when you're doing something not even with that, you might want to pull out your hair when you see something.
He said, oh, yeah. Oh, so, interestingly enough, like now I'm, going through the chat, I can remember what was going on. So, funny enough, it says, hey, you need an app manager file. And I'm like, I already got one of those. And so then I'm like, yeah, I already got that. And then that's where it's like you have to be very specific with it. I wasn't specific enough in that prompt I gave it, right? I wrote all of this, and this is not specific enough. I did not tell it I already have the app data manager file, because if I would have done that, it wouldn't have it probably wouldn't have made me make those errors, right? Because the reason why I was getting these errors was because it was saying, "Oh, you don't have an app builder manager." I probably didn't tell it, what it was that I had the file, what the name of the file was, or what the name of the class that it needed to look at was, and so that took me down at least a 2-prompt troubleshooting session that I could have avoided had I told it that I already have this specific file. You know what I'm saying? So a big part of this whole thing is understanding what you're trying to do and being able to articulate what you like in specific details, what you want the assistant, the GPT, the agent, whatever you want to call it, what you want it to do. Because if you aren't extremely explicitly specific, right? Like trying to drill that word, explicitly specific about exactly what you want it to do, as if you're talking to a literal robot, then you may end up having to kind of correct it and tell it, and this is also probably an issue with starting a new chat from an existing chat, because in my last chat, I probably made that file. Then when I switch to the new chat, it doesn't know that I made that file anymore. And so it's just like, oh, you need to make that file. And it's like, no, I already got that file. Oh, I should have seen this file so that I know how to point to it, kind of deal. So that's why it's like really important, I think, for you to understand how computer software is made when you're making computer software, regardless of if you're coding it by hand or if you're getting it handed to you by ChatGPT,
Yo, I was gonna say, with all that you're saying, it sounds like you have to already know how to code.
You have to know what you want, and you have to know what
Okay.
you have, and you have to, like you just have to be extremely specific about what it is you want, so that they can give you what you want and not make any assumptions. Because when it has to make assumptions, that's when things go wrong.
I was hoping that the AI would just do all that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's the limitation of the AI. That's why the AI still needs the human intervention and interaction, because it doesn't know what it wants.
I want a prompt like this.
I'm sorry, it doesn't know what you want.
What you want.
You know what you want, and you have to tell it in excruciating detail what it is
I want to
you
be like, yo AI, just hook a brother up.
I know,
Enter.
right? Just make me a way to make money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like, just print it. Just tell me how to print money from the trees in my backyard. I'm gonna
Knock,
cut down a
knock,
tree and I
knock.
want to make $1 million out of it.
It's the police. Anyways,
Yeah. So, I think we've got I think you guys kind of get the picture about how this is done. And we will definitely, we can come back and talk about it more, and we can introduce other tools and things that I'm doing to try to, I guess, create these, bring these ideas to life, because I've got a lot of different app ideas. So, I wanna
definitely.
start
Definitely.
to bring
Let's
these
do
things out.
that. Let's do that. And also, I just want to say, hell yeah, no, it's very helpful. You probably don't even see the degree, because when I'm slowing down, it's like even the little thing like that, the fact that you can upload and it's reading it. It's like you have a coder there. And I know that's the analogy often they say. It's like having a assistant, like having a junior coder or whatever it is. And so it's like they're beside you and you're like, take a look at this code. And as well about how being, no matter what you want to really do with AI, if you want certain results, you got to be really, really specific, and coding is no different. So that's super helpful. I think what you, the example you gave is also very inspiring, because you built it and you gave an example of a need that's out there in your area. Like, there's no way that I would have that idea. Firstly, I'm Canadian. We don't have this organization. But secondly, I don't know what you're talking about with the details of that particular organization, but I can get it on a high level. And the main takeaway I get is that you saw something that you could work with AI in order to create an app to make a certain process or access to certain data easier and more accessible. So all that stuff I think is amazing, and appreciate your giving us this insight. Looking forward to more.
And so I actually have my competitor here. I purchased the app, and just to see what the competition's out there looking like. And so on the first view, right, The main difference between my app and this app, which most people probably wouldn't be able to get at first glance, is they have revision 3 and revision 4. They do not have revision 5. My app only has revision 5, which is the latest revision of the standards. And so this is how their app looks. They have all controls. They have baseline high, baseline moderate, baseline low. With the Rev 5, they came out with the new baseline of privacy. So yeah, that's why you don't see privacy here. And then you look at the control statements. Firstly, like this is the control list. Like the names of the controls are too long. This is about to be a shit test. I'm about to shit all over this app. Just
Now, don't
full
worry,
disclosure.
I'll do that. Yo, IVs is the dopest. This is some garbage over here.
They do have a search function, which I didn't realize before, but that's pretty cool having a search function. All right, mine has a search function as well, of course.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And this is what the controls look like. Like this is a hot ass mess. Like it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But this is a hot ass mess. Like my eyes would be bleeding trying to read this to a stakeholder. Like, yeah, AC212, ACA112 defines personnel or roles whom the nah. Like I needed to stand out. I needed to be like easy to look at. Like look at how much different this is to look at and how much more, in my opinion, pleasing it is to see. Like you can collapse the guidance, you can bring the guidance up, and you can make notes. The related controls are shown in a separate screen where they're not but then like you got this. It just looks like wow, it's just like all depressing and shit. Like wow,
Yeah.
like what am I even looking at right here? Like this is terrible.
Well, it makes me wonder if it's someone who actually uses the system who created it. In your case, you use it, and it'll be less and less rare. But traditionally, I think up until this point, it'd be more rare for someone to. Well, you're in the tech field, so not necessarily. But my point being, you are a particular type of creator. Like this is the thing that you want to see out there. But yeah, and with the attention to detail and so forth. But yeah, the other one is garbage. The IV produced NIS. What is it?
NIST, yeah.
NIST pocket guide is the shit. That's the one you want. The other one goes in the garbage. 5 stars NIST pocket.
It's cheap
guide.
though. We'll see. My app low key is free, but then there's a pro upgrade. So with the free version, you don't get search, and you don't get favorites, and you don't get notes, but you just get basically like a viewer. You can just kind of you can view it, and everything. You get everything else. You get the related controls, the guidance, and then again, like I said, I'm gonna show next week. I'm gonna show the version 2, which is gonna be a pro update only. So it's gonna be a huge. What's good, C-Note?
C-Note to go.
Yeah, there's gonna be a huge UI update coming. Hopefully next week, next Friday. But I cannot make any guarantees because ChatGPT be liking to make my life a living hell with the more complex the app gets, the more difficult things get. But we're gonna get through it.
So okay. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was done.
I just want to bring it back to, let's say, C-Note to go demigod, someone who's into whatever area, and they're thinking, like this, I don't understand going into the, controls. Like that's your area. But what does AI coding? We said we were going to talk about this as well. Like, how do you think it impacts even specifically Black people or just the general population? What is it? It's something that we can just ignore? Or do you think that people can gain significant advantage? Average person, not a genius like yourself.
Nah, listen. Technology is a great equalizer. So a white person can use this AI stuff, but a Black person can use it too. And that's the beauty of it. It's like you can't hide the technology. I mean, well, kind of you can't, but these companies are releasing these tools, and I've showcased how mediocre his app is and why his competitor is shitting on him.
Wow.
Oh man. Definitely
you
not.
know, Ivy produced. I know you made it now. I'm out here in
I know,
Canada.
I got haters.
Knowing that you made it because you got haters.
I got haters. Feel free to hate on me. Yes, sir. It just means I'm doing something right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But yeah, AI definitely is a go. Like I'm watching these videos and like, unfortunately, you can replace to a certain extent a lot of jobs. Like if you wanted to make a website right now, there's an AI tool that can help you make a website for very cheap. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do, you gotta pay for the hosting. It can make a beautiful website for you. Obviously, ChatGPT and Gemini, they can help you write emails. They can help you write copy for social media. They can help you do. They can help you come up with ideas for social media posts in terms of like Instagram pictures and stuff like that. They can help you script your videos. They can help you, all of these things that it took. You might have a person that handles your social media. Now all you need is like a tool like Hootsuite and then ChatGPT, and ChatGPT can help you knock out. For my website, I'm writing 30 articles related to NIST, and ChatGPT helped me come up with 30 article titles, and it's gonna help me write 30 blog posts about this stuff. And then along with the blog posts, it's gonna help me write X threads that I can use to post on X on my account, and Facebook things. It helped me create the logo for the app. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to I created 2 different pieces in ChatGPT. I was like, give me this and give me that. I took those 2 things and I put them together, and that became the logo. So it's just like, I mean, I already know how to make logos, but it just makes that process so much faster. They got video generation things, so you can grab if you want to put some stock video footage in your videos. You can
Hold on. ChatGPT has video now?
Yeah, it's got Sora.
Oh, okay.
My computer is tripping balls right now, but yeah, you can go into Sora and okay, yeah, this shit it's not. I got it, man. Something's going on with my PC.
Bless you. Well, that's about to be a cue.
Yeah,
we're about to wrap
PC
up momentarily.
Is super tripping. I gotta do an activity monitor or something to figure out. I don't know. My cousin's having the same issue. His computer is tripping out too. But yeah, that's about AI. We talked about. I think we talked about we didn't talk about sinners at all.
About what?
Sinners.
Sinners. Oh my God. Anyone in the chat seen Sinners?
I think Demigod saw it. I think Crystal might have seen it. True Clark seen it.
Right.
I don't know about Cino. I don't know if Cino seen it.
Let us know if you saw Sinners. We'll maybe just touch a little on it, and we'll bring it up next week.
I liked the movie. I did not love it, but I only watched it once. I only watched it once. I do want to watch it a couple more times.
All right. If you commit to that, I can respect that.
Nah, yeah, I want to watch it a few more times. I wasn't super impressed on my I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan.
Yo,
and I like Ryan Coogler too.
You just leave it at what you said, because you're just making it all weaker as you say more stuff.
Because I am a Michael B. Jordan fan, and I like his movies. I like Ryan
stuff.
Coogler.
This is good.
But it was like the hype. I just expected it to be like the best movie ever, and I was just like, it was good, but it wasn't like the best thing I've ever seen.
Watch it again.
For sure.
It is a great movie. It is a great movie.
Yeah.
And because of now, I saw it in Screen X, which it is a detail.
Bro, what the hell is Screen X? Is that like IMAX?
That's what I was saying. So apparently they had IMAX, where if you go to an IMAX, I don't know if it's select IMAX, you get a piece of the film. Like they were cutting up the film and you could get that.
True.
Yeah. So my sister was like, are you going to go see it? I missed that text. I ended up going to see something that was called Screen X. Go into the theater, certain scenes, like when he's driving, let's say you right now let's say we're in a car scene and you're looking just like you are and we're talking, there's stuff that's, you assume the person you're talking with, say the person driving the car is right off to the side of the screen. Screen X, they're projecting on the sides of the movie theater and you see that person chilling over there just
True.
so it's peripheral, but it actually does a lot. There's a very important scene that it's similar to what you see behind me. There's a scene that I'm not going to spoil or anything like that, but they're all in this place. And that one, thinking about taking the wife to see it, definitely, I would say that's a go. Like your peripheral is filled, but forget about that. The subject matter and the metaphors behind what they're talking about and the deal that he made. He said, I'm not selling this movie unless, one, I get final cut, so they're not going to be able to wreck it. Two, I get paid on day one, so they're not, like is standard, making you wait till they make all the money before you can make money. And three, it goes back, it reverts back in 25 years to his ownership.
Yes.
Which I think should be standard, specifically for Black African descendants, Black people, because of our history and the amount of our culture that others exploit, and that doesn't end up benefiting families and communities in the long run.
Absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
So you love the movie.
Well, I didn't think that it was the best movie I ever seen, right? But I did I love the movie, but I loved it for different reasons, I think. Right? I really liked the message. And I was talking to the wife earlier, and I was telling her about the differences between Sinners and Rebel Ridge. I thought Rebel Ridge was a really good movie. I did not particularly appreciate the way that the movie closed.
I haven't seen that movie.
Sinners, I fully, wholeheartedly appreciated how the movie closed.
You can't say that, bro.
I can.
You don't.
Yeah,
You cannot,
yes, I
because
can.
you left. You didn't see the end of the movie.
No. I mean, I'm just talking about pre-credits movie, up to the credit parts. I couldn't because I had to leave. I had no choice. I had a little bit of an emergency, but I had to leave.
Saying the movie is alright. You didn't see the whole movie. Damn it.
End credit scene, man. If they can't put put everything I need before the credits, then you know what I'm saying, the end credits can't change that much. But I'm gonna definitely purchase it. I'm gonna buy the movie. I'm gonna buy it somewhere where I can get it digitally, and then well, I ain't gonna say that online, but I'm gonna buy it and
you'll
I'm
acquire
the
it.
credit scene. Yeah.
You're gonna watch it again. That's
I'm gonna try to buy it digitally so I can put it on my Plex server. You know, instead of.
We'll have to talk about Plex one of these days.
Yeah, man, you gotta get access to it, man, because there's plenty of movies on there.
Yo, but it seemed to be running slow. I don't know what it was, but
I know what it was.
What?
That Canadian internet.
Maybe. Maybe, but we don't got Donnie in a number one position. I'll take crappy internet and freezing cold that wants to kill you easily compared to having Donnie at the helm.
Oh man, it's funny because I was seeing a whole bunch of people on X today talking trash about Canadians because they voted in Keynes, I think his name was. I'm like, why are Americans talking trash about who Canada voted into the prime minister?
I think it's America's fault that they hated Trudeau so bad. Yo, that's a campaign. That's some manufactured shit. The guy, I didn't vote for the guy, but the guy was so unpopular. It's incredible. That's a machine that makes that type of hate. Yeah. Hey, speaking of hate,
definitely hate
purchasing shit.
He gonna download it illegally.
Oh my god,
I don't download anything illegally, sir.
I know that. This is true. Where do I sign?
Buy all my things.
Sign to notarize that I concur that he does not, because I want to do a show next week.
Yo. Mrs. Demigod in here. Mrs. Demi. What's good?
Yo.
I would need you to while Ricky. Oh dang. While he is oh man while he sleep pour some liquid over the big black box in the living room. I mean, in the Ravens cave. Just all the big black boxes. The black one, the white one, just throw them all in the tub. You know
I
what I'm
am
saying?
symbolic, and I do not approve of this message.
Throw anything plugged into the wall and soak it in the tub. It needs to be clean. It needs a thorough soaking. Okay? Do that for me, Mrs. Demi.
I don't know what's happening. Yo, we only have a couple more minutes to go.
Yeah.
Did we want to show another thing?
Show us your Arrow versus everything. Arrow eats everything interview clip.
Okay. Yeah. So this is the same that we showed before, Stolen from Africa. I'm in this one, but it's not my interview. I did get an interview with Arrow Eats Everything. Arrow Eats Everything, for those who love the true school hip hop styles with messages, and also there's a AI element to it. I think you'll see some of those aspects to this, like some of those imagery. It was basically, he was coming to Toronto. It's a New York cat. He has a Toronto history, and he dropped this album. I think it's just called Arrow Eats Everything, and it's got some nice stuff on it. So he was in town. Lol at Kwame. Wait, what does it mean? Anyways, all right. So yeah, that's.
Don't pay no attention to him.
We have to. There are people. They're there to yell from the peanut gallery.
Man, that's exactly where he at, the peanut gallery.
All right. So this is that Stolen from Africa. They're doing some good work. And let's check out what they captured. Just trying to click the right buttons. Oh my God. So this Canadian internet. Let me show you.
Buttons.
Let me show you the Canadian internet's really
push the buttons.
Oh man, this is really share with sound.
Kwame, push the button. All right, there you go. Dang.
Yeah, but look.
7 minutes.
Is it? Oh yeah. This is the Canadian internet at its best. All right, let me try refresh. Oh. Okay.
Oh no, the ads is gonna play, but then the video come on and they act like they can't. You ain't got no more internet left.
Plain nice, he ain't a friend of ya. Shake Tone, plain nice.
You can hear it, right?
Yo.
Great.
Shake Tone, plain nice, he ain't a friend of ya. History of lies and we talking for millennia. Question God and they gon' put him in a penny. All seeking everything extended. Have you thinking this is the ending, but they can't define me? I am everything calm. Manifest God, be focused Dharma. Black Star karma. Leave not guilty your honor. World full of snakes and yo, this currency's the charmer.
What up? It's my Man Supreme with Stolen from Africa, my homie Logic on the camera. We here at the Arrow Eats Everything listening party debut at this brand new space we've never been to. DJ Tactics on the 1 and 2s. So yo, I don't know nothing about this dude. Arrow Eats Everything, but what do you think that he's doing that like is not happening in hip hop? Why do you think that this is worth our time and energy?
First of all, I don't think we hear a lot of like new artists speaking a certain level of consciousness,
Okay.
black consciousness,
Okay.
from new artists.
Word.
Like you might hear like, you know, Black Thought or Jay Electronic. Like there are artists, Killer Mike, there are guys that are saying some real lyrical shit with like meaning and substance behind it. But it's interesting, you don't see a lot of new names that really come to the forefront that are kind of carrying the torch of like our past, you know, our past greats. You know what I'm saying? Like what Chuck D was on, or what
doubt.
X-Clan was on, or what like where is that in hip hop? And that's what's actually ill about what he's on. Like Earl's on some like real conscious shit, but still having fun.
First of all, I'm just learning about Errol Eats Everything as well. My man Click put me on and told me how dope of an artist he was and how independent he is and what he believes in and how he's putting his money where his mouth is and you know what I mean, doing everything using like animation and AI and like, you know, kind of be behind the scenes and letting the music speak, which I think is amazing in this day and age where everybody's just trying to put themselves out there as much as possible. You know, he's kind of taking it back a little bit. I think it's kind of refreshing. And then for me, I mean, independence right now is at an all-time high. You know where the era we came from, right? Yeah. It felt like there was only this really small window for you to succeed in music, and if you weren't there at the time, and if you didn't have it, and if things falls apart, you missed the boat. You missed the boat, and it was over. You know, another career. Exactly. Yeah. But now the artists have so much power. You know, like the power is all in our hands. And yes, the gatekeepers are gatekeeping, and that's not gonna go away, and that's fine. That's real. But I did a panel with SoCan at the Junos to talk about the Junos again, and I was preaching community, right? Yes. And if you can build your own community and find things that connect with people where they can fall in love with you and you in turn fall in love with them and really make a connection, not artist fan, but like right here. Yeah. That's where you can monetize, right?
Black Star Karma, leave not guilty your honor. World full of snakes and yo, this currency's the charmer. Reap what I sow, before I plant the good that I grow. My state of a farmer, mine tills the soil, harvest knowledge, armor. Told you I'm the ordinary rhymer.
We have been misrepresented, even when it comes to the music, why we're here. I think it resonates different. What's happening? Errol Eats Everything, right? Because when we hear it and we hear that what we say, the realness, someone who's shining through, we document because we need our stories to be told and told properly as we tell them, as we live them. So that's why it's important for us to be there like y'all are right now. Capture and then disseminate. Too often they throw us in front of the camera and say do this, do that. But we need to be behind the camera. Yeah. Shout outs Logic. Yeah. We need to be in front of the camera. Yeah. Authentic.
So Errol is he's a Pan-Africanist, as am I, and so we're just here to, you know, it's about subject matter, lyricism, songwriting, and representing the culture. Because in Toronto, it's just a lot of watered down, you know, hip-hop cultural output. It is devoid of any real consciousness. You know, it's anti-African. You know, it's not really saying anything to me, right? So yeah.
How did he come across your radar?
Yeah, basically a friend of mine sent me a track of his, you know, when it was relatively, you know, just kind of coming out, first singles, and I said, what the hell is this? Didn't know what he looked like, didn't know nothing about him, and then we made the connections, you know what I mean, as far as the New York to Toronto to whatever, Las Vegas to everything connections, and before you know it, we're working on this project and blowing it up, you know, and it's getting people that are into music. This is a project for people that are into music, into rap music, you know what I mean? It's not for the fake, flaky, that shit in Toronto that people are pumping out. You know, there's a lot of flaky ass, like, water. There's a lot of mediocre rap music and hip hop coming out of this country, and I don't support mediocrity. Yeah, you know what I mean? See, look, it's right there. Come here. See, who's this guy? Who is this guy right here? Who's this guy?
It's so good to hear your music coming out these speakers.
Errol Eats Everything.
I just wanted to know, like, what does it mean to be in Toronto doing this event?
I love Toronto, man. It's part of my heart. You know what I'm saying? It is my heart. And I'm humbled. It's beautiful that anybody would take their time to express any type of interest in the art, you know, where you're vulnerable is great, man. I'm just soaking it in.
I love what I'm hearing, and I also know that I'm going to have to hear it repeatedly.
I love to hear that.
Because I know it. I hear flows. I also know that I am not hearing anything that is comparable to anything else that I'm hearing out right now, which is the most important thing in hip-hop. I'm hearing a man rhyming in his own voice, and a man speaking his own thoughts. And I also love these beats. I'm like, I don't know what these beats are, but...
Furious 7 on the track. He did the whole soundscape front to back. We have a long history. He's one of the most talented people I know in life. And we're like brothers. So we're not like brothers, we are brothers. And it doesn't take too much thinking. We're on the same wavelength. It's just,
I heard something yesterday and I was like, that's it. Lenny Kravitz was doing a real estate show about his house in France, and he said something about being an antenna for his frequency, an antenna for his vibration, and he attracts the things at his level of vibration.
Yeah.
And I feel like that when creating with Furious, that we create a vibration and we attract what I want.
Errol Eats Everything listening party. Another great Toronto hip hop event, 2025. Stolen from Africa. Reminisce Show. My Man is Supreme. Logic.
If I'm going after the true knowledge of self stolen from Africa.
Dope.
Yeah. I love that talk about community, about the frequency, and I think that's similar how we connect. We're across borders. And whether it's tech, the culture, we're into certain forwarding, advancing, and making opportunities for ourselves through learning, as well as our people generally. You know, it's there. So to see these things, to realize there's so much going on, I think that's amazing.
Facts, my brother. I agree with you 100-fold. And I think it's about time we go ahead and wrap this thing up.
Yes, sir. Yo, thank you all for checking us out, for being here. We back next week? Let's be back next week.
We back next week, same time, same day, same hour, same minute, more or less.
9 p.m. EST. And what's the show called?
It's called the it's called the Talk Show On Point.
Talk Show On Point.
Talk Show On Point. We gotta get like a dropper or something.
Yeah, we'll get
we need to make a drop out of that passionate display that you put on in that video.
Which one?
The one that we were just playing. You was talking about how we not represented and how, you know what I'm saying, we've been slaves on the plantation, and you trying to get off the plantation, but they don't want to get us off the plantation. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta get off.
Done. That can be done.
We got a Harriet Tubman this motherfucker.
Right?
Underground Railroad.
Make your way up here. Canada.
Come to Canada. Canada. Oh, Canada.
Then we go into Africa.
Then we go back to Africa, but I don't know where in Africa I would go though.
Where would you go?
I don't know. I know some people in Angola.
Angola? Okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
my people not from Angola. I don't know where they from, but you know.
You could always go to 21andMe. Oh, wait.
23andMe, they
23andMe.
They went bankrupt. They were stealing people data and stuff.
Selling their DNA. You gotta watch out here.
Straight up. You gotta watch. You gotta hold on to your DNA.
Doom, 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 doom. Yo.
Hold on to your DNA.
You never would have thought. What is that? In the 90s when that came out?
Yeah.
You never thought that would apply, but it does.
Yeah. Well, all right, man.
All right.
Until next time.
Peace, y'all.